What is up, guys? It is Demise Media, and it's been about 3 years since I uploaded the Deep Thoughts About Life, Deepest Podcast, Reality Memories, Philosophy video. Now, I didn't expect to get as many views or as many people reacting to that in a positive way and a negative way. And just for the record, I want people to know that I was not chewing in that last video 3 years ago. I was not chewing. I need a root canal. Basically. Obviously, you can tell that I'm not the brightest, I'm not the smartest, and I'm not the most educated person. And that this is all pretty much stream of consciousness, right? Which I didn't even know what that meant until about a year ago. When I asked a friend what it meant, and he told me, it's just kind of going with the flow almost. Whatever. All that aside, I am grateful for the views and for the positive feedback and even the negative feedback that I have gotten from the video 3 years ago. And I want to talk about balance in life and how just enough balance is good. You can't be happy all the time, right? You can't really be happy all the time, which we strive for, and we always want to look like we are happy when a lot of times we're not. We're really hurting inside. And me being a dad, I have to balance that out. I can't yell at my son all the time, but I need to give him discipline. Or you can't save all your money because you have to spoil yourself from time to time. You can't have super crazy road rage when you're driving, but there's times where you can flip someone off here and there, in moderation. I mean, it's really tough. You got to gauge it yourself. And I think that's the point of life, is actually a lot simpler than we think, because we're always looking for a meaning in life, and we're looking for happiness. We're looking for anything. But in reality, maybe, perhaps, the meaning of life is just to live it. Simply, maybe just to experience it when you have 103-degree fever. As crappy as it sounds, you kind of have to sit there and appreciate life. Despite how shitty you feel, you have to sit there and be like, oh, this might be the end of the road for me. So, last year, 2019, it was around Christmas time. And I have never been that sick in my life. Maybe it was COVID. I don't know. I really do not know. But I was sick for like 7 days. And it was terrible. I had a fever of 102 degrees. And I was on the 6th day, I was like, this is it. I'm probably dying right now. And I'm not making this up. This is real stuff. My girlfriend was very worried. And I was like, if I don't go to the hospital, or if I don't feel better in 6 days, I'm going to go to the hospital. It was that bad. Because the fever just wouldn't go away. And not being a person who likes to take medicines or anything, I think I did take a couple of Tylenols and Advils and stuff or whatever to reduce my fever. And I just had this kind of moment where I was like, this is it, buddy. You're going down. And I was like, man, I kind of gave up in a way, because I was like, I've never been this sick before. And this is before anyone was talking about COVID or anything like that, And it was pretty scary. But at the same time, it's like, what are you going to do? I hear that a lot when people are going to die in a car crash or die in a plane crash or something. They say, they get this fear, and then they get this, all right, there's nothing else I can do but close my eyes and just embrace what's going to happen, which we don't know what's going to happen after death, right? Which is freaking crazy. It's freaking scary. I'm the first one to admit it. My hands up. Death is something that is just kind of weird and scary. But, that's when I remembered about balance. You cannot dwell on it too much. But you also have to respect things like that as well, And I think the Swedish people believe in lagom. I don't know. I recently heard about this. It's like LAGOM. And it's like work-life balance being a huge factor in your life. And, balance. You embrace all the seasons. You can't have all summer and everything's all warm and peachy, because you have winter that's right around the corner. All the seasons that are changing, it's just finding the balance in between everything. You're going to have your dark days, you're going to have your light days, you're going to have your happy days, you're going to have your sad days. And I was realizing that whenever I am depressed or sad, I'm just kind of looking at happiness in an opposite direction, and I see it very far away, and I'm like, why do I feel so distant from happiness? And then when I'm super happy, it's hard to look back and be like, oh, well, what about the saddest? Because you're on a high when you're happy, and it seems to be like a lull when you're sad, right? And you tend to dwell and feel like, oh, this is shitty. So somewhere in the middle there is that balance you want to have. Don't go up to like 100% happiness when you find out some good news. Maybe go up to like 90 or 85% happiness. Because I really truly believe it's kind of in your mind and in your heart and soul to feel happiness, as opposed to thinking that happiness is something that you can attain outside of yourself. This is all stuff that I've collected over the years and heard and read about, so it's not very original, but I'm just kind of like the conduit where the information is being fed into and it's also coming out. And that's why I said as well, it's like, I'm not the brightest, most educated person, but I'm just someone maybe you can easily relate to, maybe someone you can have a drink with. As of right now, I'm drinking a green tea, with some honey. And I remember 3 years ago, I was drinking coffee. Also, another topic I was thinking about was the self. Like you, individually, your name, your social security number, your identity, who you are as a person. Maybe you, the person listening, has a bunch of tattoos. Maybe you have a job. Maybe you have a group of friends. Maybe you have a system, a routine. You wake up, you get your coffee, you go to work, you have your friends, all this stuff, And I was thinking about tattoos on myself, and I was like, why don't I have any tattoos? Well, I don't feel the need to have tattoos. I don't feel the need for them. And also, I feel like it's attaching myself to an identity. Okay? And this is just as my own mind thinking about this. And I was like, I feel like if I were to get tattoos on myself that had a saying or a band, one of my favorite bands or something, that I'd feel more attached, and I'd be like, yes, this is a part of me. I love this quote. So I'm going to get this quote on my arm. And nothing against tattoos at all. I don't have any. But I think if I was more attached to certain things, I would have got them. And I was dwelling on it, and I was like, man, I'm grateful not to have tattoos, and I'm grateful not to be too attached to my identity anymore, because I feel like the more attachment I have to who I believe I am, and the more attachment I have to myself, is gonna be really bad when it comes down to death, in a way. Because if you're willing to kind of let go and just say, wait, this whole experience that I was given, which was life, wasn't really my choice. It was given to me by two parents that ended up having me. The name wasn't given to me. I mean, the name was given to me. It wasn't chosen by me. My race wasn't my choice. It was, you know what I'm saying? So with that said, it's kind of like letting go of your attachments to who you think you are, to who your family thinks you are. And this is very powerful stuff, I believe, because when you live in fear of what your family thinks you should be, it could limit you and leave you in a life of unbalance, to where you're on the sad and depressed side. And this is all speculation, and I actually have like firsthand experience of this. You know, when you believe your family has certain expectations of you and you're kind of lost, you're not really authentic to yourself. It seems like you're living in the image of what you think you should be, your identity. When, as of right now, I try my best to live in the moment, like I've talked about 3 years ago. And this is not new information. This has been said for a long time. And it's just to live as present as possible and to live as balanced as possible. When I get mad, before I would try to say, hey, it's okay, don't, but now it's like, hey, if the reason is big enough in my own personal little life, right, my identity, get mad, get sad, get happy, feel those emotions, feel them. Don't run away from those emotions. Feel them, be in those emotions. Like when I was sick last December in 2019, I was like, I'm sick. I'm going to feel sick because there's nothing else I can do. And I'm just going to kind of enjoy in a sick kind of way. Get that little joke? In some sick kind of way, I'm going to feel happy being sick. It was a coping mechanism, yes, for sure. But I was just like kind of at peace with it. Like, hey, you haven't been this sick in a while. Making a joke out of it. Like, are you going to make it out or not? That's the only way I was able to deal with that terrible feeling, I've made a video before about mortality and my own death, and it was flagged by YouTube. And basically, I'll describe it here, and this is honestly what I want to happen after I'm gone. And I don't know what happens after death, and when I think about it, it keeps me up at night and it makes me very uneasy, to where I get minor like anxiety attacks, because the nothingness after, if that's what it is, because I don't really believe in like heaven or hell. I just believe like you kind of just are like before you're born type of deal, like just nothing at all, right? Or maybe there was something. I don't know. But how much of a monopoly and capitalist game we live in the United States, to where they want you to, oh my God, your loved one just passed, buy this exclusive casket. This pillow's $1,000. It's like, you know what? Okay. Say my girlfriend and my mom come home and they find me dead on the ground. Maybe I choked, or I tripped. I'm dead. Why don't they take my body, go burn me at the beach? Just take me, throw me in the furnace themselves. And if anyone asks, they'll say, oh, he died. Yeah, whatever, or we didn't find him. Like, that's the level of simplicity I want to enter this world and get out of this world. I want it to be a simple process. I don't want a big ass funeral or anything like that. I just kind of want, because it's a game, man, for these freaking funeral companies to be taking all kinds of money from people that are grieving. Oh yeah, make a payment plan. It's such a freaking scam, it seems like. And I'm like, you know what? If you find me dead, that's not me anymore. It is not me. It was me when I was alive, but it's not anymore. Don't worry about it. Take my body to the backyard. Bury me for free. Or hack me up, burn me in the fireplace. It really doesn't matter, because that attachment, that individual, that identity is no longer there. It's just a heaping mess of meat and flesh. So I really need to tell my family that. Personal note. That's how unattached I have become to my identity. Although I do stick, with the whole Demise media thing there, and certain little quirks about myself, and I'm a father too. I have a son. I can't be going all off the rails, but sometimes I tend to find myself slipping away from quote unquote reality. What is reality? It's kind of like you kind of create it yourself, and how you deal with it's perception, right? Perception. So yeah, that's another one of those things that I've been thinking about a lot lately. And I think I'm 31? Think so. Born in 1989, right? And, if you come home, you see me slumped over, somehow I died, take me out back, burn me. Free of charge. The funeral company, I don't want any freaking stupid weird kid working on me like, oh, I'm a mortician, let me cut this guy open. Fuck you. I'll have my mom do that shit. Yeah, obviously you can tell that this is the deepest podcast you're ever going to hear, part 2. But yeah, just in my personal life, releasing myself from a personal identity, and like, this is my name, this is my social security number, this is who I am. I'm trying to let that go as much as possible, because I'm like, I didn't choose my name. I didn't choose my race or ethnicity. I didn't choose the country I was born in. None of it was my decision. So why am I being so attached and trying to live up to expectations that I believe might be, put down onto me? There's no reason for that. And it brings me a very freeing feeling. It makes me feel free. It makes me feel a lot more open-minded. And when someone talks to me about religion, I'm open ears, because I wasn't jammed all this information about Catholicism, for example, or Christianity, to where it made me want to freaking vomit. Okay? 2020 has been a hell of a year. We'll just say that, Have I seen the coronavirus through a microscope, and a doctor or a professional was like, see that? That is the virus that's trying to make you sick and make everyone else sick? No, I have not seen that in person. But do I see people walking around scared and wearing masks? Yes, I see that. So, that's kind of one of those things where you have to follow the rules. You have to wear the mask. I've never had to wear a mask or a face covering before. And everyone around the world almost, right? Especially where I live, you can't go to a store without wearing a face mask. We don't want to spread this virus. And you read the news, you see COVID-19. You go to a store, you see people wearing face coverings, COVID-19. So 2020 is the year of the virus. I always first and foremost think about it from like a conspiracy point of view. And I go, what's going on behind the scenes? Why are they trying to scare us? What's the agenda? Are they trying to push paperless currency on us? Are they trying to get rid of paper money? Are they trying to keep everyone in fear? Are they going to put martial law on everybody? But then I think about back to when I was sick last year, and I'm like, wait, no. I debunked my own conspiracy theory because I was sick as a freaking dog. And, it's all that type of stuff. I don't want to lean too heavy into, well, they're trying to scare us all. But I also don't want to feed too much into the other paranoid side of being overly cautious. So I'm just trying to, once again, find that balance in between, and I'm trying to figure it out. Like, hey, stay safe, wash your hands, wear a mask when you go into the store. Not because I believe everyone's going to get each other sick at this particular store that I'm shopping at, but because I have to, or else they're going to kick me out, right? That's kind of where I'm at. Just like when elections happen, everyone around me is, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Trump, Biden, oh my God, did you hear about this? Oh my God, Republicans that. I'm like, shut up and drink a coffee. Can I enjoy my beer? Like, I really don't want to think about that. Should I? Maybe. But my life is a lot easier when I'm not giving a damn about any of that, and I'm just kicking back and making a video like this. And hopefully people can relate, Or I'm at the park with my son, not worrying about politics or things that are almost out of my control. And someone might say, well, you need to vote. It is in your control. And I'm like, well, think about it. Is it really in your control? Your vote may or may not count. You really don't know. So, all this stuff, 2020 has been very stressful. I think anyone listening can tell that I sound a little stressed, a little frantic. Hey, I am, got this apartment. I feel like I'm entering the rat race, with the purchase of a newer used car that I have payments on and all that stuff. Apartments are not cheap. I live out here in the Silicon Valley, which is by San Francisco, very expensive place to live. Where I was born and raised. This is where my identity is. Can't up and leave, right? Although I do want to. But all my family is close by, so that's, I love my family. I'm very grateful for my family. But I just want to say that 2020 has been insane. We have never seen anything like this before, and if I do have grandkids in the future, they're definitely in for a long story time when they ask about what happened in 2020. Because I believe that it's going to be something that people are going to look back on decades from now and be like, holy crap, can you believe that we survived that, wearing t-shirts saying, I survived 2020. I survived 2020. Because it's very unusual. It was like the whole year is like an illusion. And it's not even over yet. It's almost over. And who knows what's to come in 2021. But 2020 is very unusual. And businesses shutting down. People losing their jobs. A global pandemic. People getting sick. Supposedly, hundreds of thousands of people dying, right? That's the main concern. People wearing face coverings and face masks everywhere you look. You can't enter a store without a face mask. Restaurants closing. Not being able to go into restaurants and sitting down and eating. It's freaking nuts. It's insane. So, on another note, now that I am 31, going on 32 next year, it does seem like time does go by faster the older you get. But I think it's also good that you should change up your routines a little bit from time to time, That's why having a work schedule, if you have the luxury of that, to where you're able to be flexible with your hours or take certain days off and just throw a little wrench in your routine, that can really slow things down, I think. And it's pretty much a perception. And I had a conversation with a cousin of mine, and I said, I think that when you're younger, you're more in the moment and you're having fun and things seem so much bigger out there, and it seems like you have infinity, right? And then when you get older, time seems to go by a lot faster, probably because of the fact that you've been alive a lot longer, so things seem more mundane day after day. Then you go to work, perhaps, or, just say, for example, the typical 9 to 5. You wake up, you go to work, you come home, go to sleep type of deal. Look forward to the weekends and stuff like that. As a kid, you had that with school, but you were younger and things seemed a lot more exciting. When you're older, it's like, oh God, really? I really have to get up and do this same thing. And if you do it for 30 to 40 years, time's going to seem like it's going by super fast. So maybe you should think about an alternative lifestyle. And it's easier said than done, but I believe that can really help with throwing that proverbial wrench into your routine, thus making it seem like time won't be going by as fast because you'll have these little moments of serendipity in there, or little moments of randomness that I think we all need. As humans, we've been traveling all across the world, unsure of a lot of stuff, and now we are so strapped down to a certain location, a lot of us, that it seems so mundane. And especially if you work an office job or something that you really don't like doing just for the money, yeah, that can make it seem really, really crappy. And with all that said, I want to thank everyone who watched the video I made 3 years ago. I just wanted to put it out there in the universe and let people hear it. If you relate to it or not, it'll be out there, and say 100 years from now, some random kid such as yourself comes across that video or this video, or somehow comes across a soundbite of it and can just relate to it and have that epiphany that they needed in their life at that particular time, then I'm glad to have helped out with that. Those are some of my favorite moments, when you kind of just hear from a podcast or from a video or a song or a movie, and it just kind of hits you like a ton of bricks, and you get that epiphany at that time. And it could be a song from 30 years ago, or a video or interview from 40 years ago, but it's timeless. And that's what I would like to create with these particular deepest podcasts is something timeless. 1,000 years from now, you're listening. You're some kid, and you just hear it, and you're like, whoa, I can really relate to that in a totally different generation, So thank you guys so much. It's Demise Media. It's my honor to bring this stuff to you guys. Balance. Just find that balance. If you're feeling very sad, just know that happiness is right over there, but it's not external, it's more internal, and vice versa. Yin and yang, all this crazy stuff that's been around for thousands of years, Like I said, I'm just the messenger. I'm just bringing that message that I believe that can help benefit maybe someone like you, because it has helped me out in my life. So thank you all for listening. Peace.